So what's good with it, man? Salute to the Black Goose TV family. We back at it with another one. We here Sunday night. It's a late one over on my side. I guess for Sunday in a sense. But you know what I'm saying? We out here, man. Salute to it. What's good with it, Zen? How you feeling, man?
What's good with the people, man? How y'all doing out there, man? Hope y'all had a good day today, you know what I'm saying? If you didn't, I understand.
As always, before we get over to this thing, man, hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to the channel, show
Subscribe,
some love.
hit that notification so you can get you feel me, when we go live and stuff, you can get the notifications. Okay, Brian, you trying to go in the hole early. You smoked
Notification family all day. You heard Young Zen. That's what we doing. We watching the Laker game. I don't know if we're going to get all the way through it.
Nah, I'm not looking to watch this game like that. By the halftime, I hope they up by 20 so we can just turn it down.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking they're going to blow them out, but you know what I'm saying? We'll see.
It's interesting, though, because AD started at the 5, but they started Avery Bradley instead of Carmelo. I'm like, they still don't know who to start, man. It's crazy.
That's Frankie Vogel for you, though, man. He be doing them lineups.
Man.
And then some games, Rondo don't even be playing like that.
Bro, he don't even know what he doing out there, bro. I'm like, if you're going to play Kent Bazemore, you better play some Rondo. I don't care what you telling me.
Let me ask you this, though, real quick before we, get into it, man. How was your day? 1 out of 5, man. Sunday fun day.
Man, you're going to get a 1 from me, bro.
Damn, a whole 1?
Yeah.
There ain't no point to it, nothing.
I mean, BMF could have brought it up, but
it wasn't that good.
It was good. It was a great episode. I loved it, but it just wasn't enough to give it any more than a 1 to me. Only reason it was a 1, bro, because I had gotten an accident today, bro.
A car accident, bro? You all right? Like, was it bad?
I'm fine. It got some damage to it for sure. It's fixable though, because I'm like, the car can drive. Like the dude, when he came and got the tow, he was able to drive it on there. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I know that the steering axle and things that are expensive to fix. It's gonna be a fix. Hold on, let me get this dog.
Salute to the people, man. Westbrook coming out breaking as always.
Yeah, you already know how that goes.
Westbrook jump shot, say broke. No disrespect. Hey, yo, but salute to the people, man. Whoever hops up in here, man. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying, we can end your Sunday on a good little note. We waiting for Young Zen to get back up in here, finish telling us how his day's going. We over here, we just watching the Lakers game. We might talk about the Canelo plant fight a little bit, maybe not a whole lot. But we'll see. We'll kind of just see how the stream goes and how everything kind of just runs along. Right now, off the bat, you know what I'm saying, Westbrook is looking kind of shaky out there, man. I don't know. This is an interesting start lineup to me, in my opinion. Like Avery Bradley, AD, Bazemore, Westbrook. I'm not even sure what type of chemistry they're looking to have from that. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, my bad, y'all.
You good, brother? Go ahead, take it off right where you was.
But yeah. So what's it called? Because yeah. So they came and got the whip and everything. Like it's just drivable, so I know it's nothing like crazy. Like you feel me? Like damage to the steering. Some cracked or whatever. Like I know something leaking though with water because when he drove the car up, it was a lot of water coming down. So I don't know if that was like the AC, the coolant. I don't know what it was, but yeah, something right there. But yeah, man, it was the 1. I got hit by a semi.
By a semi, bro?
Yeah, bro. Because look, bro, because at first I thought it was my fault. At first, I'm like, maybe, because sometimes it can be your fault, and you just in the moment like it ain't my fault, But I'm like, I'm driving. If you swerve in other lanes, your car gonna go. You know what I'm saying? You gonna hear yourself merging over. Well, I never heard no bumps, so I knew I wasn't merging over into his lane. But you can be close to a lane, so I'm thinking because I hit a step. So if like on trucks, they have them steps extended out. So I'm assuming he must have not have seen me because where his steps is and his mirror is and how tall my car is versus his big truck. There's no way he probably saw me. So he probably was trying to get over. And when he got over, he had pumped my tire because if you see the picture, it's like a big hole in my tire. So I'm like, the step must have popped my tire. And when it did, my car kind of went this way because you know it's gonna drag that way. So I went this way. I'm like, oh, and luckily it was no car, so I went in this lane, and then I ended up swerving off to be able to get off into the shoulder.
Yeah.
Before my tire was completely flat.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, it was
Did
unfortunate.
anything happen to the semi or anything like that? Or he just kept
Bro,
going, or he stopped?
oh no, he stopped. I got his information and everything, but nothing was really wrong. Like his door, his step was like bent a little bit down, but I'm like he could get up on it. It wasn't like damaged to a point where it's like, man, this is some bad damage. It was just my car.
Was your car totaled or anything like that?
No, it's not. It doesn't look like it's total. Like I was telling you, he drove it on the onto the tow. You know, because usually if it can't drive or it's damaged, they have to, you know, pull it up on there. So the fact he could drive it on there, I'm like, it just must be body work damage, you know. And I have warranty on my tires because I just got them. So I'm like, if they need new tires, you know, call Goodyear fast. Like, hey, get them tires this way now.
Yeah. Okay, well then, damn, man. I thought it was gonna be. It could have been a lot worse, but still, accident.
Facts. Like I'm not.
Trash.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I'm not being ungrateful. Like, you know, I'm glad I'm healthy.
No, I was thinking the worst when he said a crash. I was thinking, man, your car got totaled, some crazy shit. I don't know, man. Then he said a semi. I was like, damn. I was thinking, you know what I'm saying? I don't know,
man, because I was about to talk to you about the ticket and everything. I had got a ticket, and then bam, that happened. I'm like, ain't that something?
A ticket for what?
The flight, a ticket. Like I'm saying, I was about to buy the ticket to go out there.
Oh. Damn, you can't accompany a ticket with.
But yeah, I know I didn't get it. It was crazy because you know how they say call the cops when you get in an accident. I called the cops and she was like, "Is anybody hurt?" I'm like, "Nah, everybody's pretty good." She's like, "Oh, well, I'm not gonna dispatch the cops. I'm gonna dispatch the cops." Then I'm like, "What?" So, yeah, we're not gonna dispatch the cops because nobody's hurt. So there's nobody in that precinct that we can send. I'm like, so she's like, "You want to file a report? You got to do it on your own." I'm like, "What?"
That's how it goes. That's how I know that one. You remember that one I was in? Because you've been in a bad one yourself. But you remember that one I was in? In the Valley when I was headed to DJ's.
And
I remember my whole shit got total. And I remember when I got out, I was worried about the other person. I remember it was a big white dude that helped me get out though. Because I remember my whole side couldn't get out. I had to get out this side. I was like, "You okay?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "They good?" That was a good time. But I remember at the time, you know what I'm saying? I had to. Anyways. Man, I'm happy. It's good though. You good though, man. You know what I'm saying? Salute to that, bro.
Yeah, salute to that. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, you know, it was just frustrating for me, bro. Because I've been needing some dubs, and I just keep taking these L's, boy. So
sometimes, man. Sometimes L season, man. This whole 2020 been an L for me. It is what
L, bro. I'm telling you, I can't
2021.
win.
Excuse me. I'm waiting for 2022, man. Let's get it,
I'm
man.
waiting on it.
Everything is just big L after L. Like it's crazy.
I'm taking L's, bro. It's crazy. Like how you have COVID in the toothache. Like what? How you had that look? Like you can't go to sleep, but you need sleep to recover.
How do you get COVID, nigga, and some type of injury with your leg where I'm just dysfunctional, nigga? I never had no injury. I'm like, what? And it was on the most bullshit shit. Of all the injury types I could have got an injury where I'm like, that makes sense. I got on the most bullshit time. Yeah, so it's just like,
I'm sorry, y'all. We're not bringing that positivity to you, bro. Yeah, I'd be crazy, boy. I'd be crazy. But go ahead. What's going about your day, man? That's about how my day summed up. I mean, I watched BMF, of course, but that's
okay. Yeah, well, we'll get in that. I got BMF review in the title, so obviously, you know, we're gonna talk about the BMF. But yeah, I say my day was cool, man. I ain't gonna complain about it. It was a cool little Sunday. One thing I'm mad about. I did want to go to the gym because I did want to get some good in, but I didn't go. I ended up taking a nap. I overslept. I'm a little mad at myself because of that. But I will say this. I felt like I was kicking back up my intensity for my workouts, right? Not necessarily doing anything where I was putting any type of pressure on my leg in the sense of like any type of workouts really strictly toward it. But maybe there were some things that incorporated, you know, that just intensity going up. I do feel like maybe I don't think I had a setback, but I did feel for the first time in a little bit where I just felt a little bit of uncomfortability for a couple of days. So I did take a couple of days off for it. So I don't know. My whole plan was for me to get back to running this week. I want to, but part of me's feeling like maybe I should just go get a check, see what somebody say. But at the same time, it's weird to me because I'm like, there's times where it feels just fine. I feel perfectly fine. But at the same time, it's not like I'm necessarily running or I'm doing something where like I'm putting weight on it or doing a specific exercise like where it's strictly on that particular joint, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, because I haven't tried it yet. I'm like, let me just stay with, because I did that too early, and I feel like I made it worse. So I'm like, let me not even do that. So I don't know. That's a little frustrating. Even though at the same time, yesterday I did do a 2 a day yesterday, and I felt good. So there's that. So it's weird. It's like some days I feel good, but it was like the day before that I felt like I felt real uncomfortable, so I didn't work out. So I was like,
Well, I
man.
say this. Now, you didn't have no surgery or anything like that, but when I was rehabbing my knee and stuff, some days, I ice and everything, with no soreness, and then some days, you feel me, if I was putting that pressure on, even if you're not putting a whole lot of pressure on, you saying, but you're moving it, you're doing more things than usual, it just get a little sore. So I'm like, I think you feel me, your legs is getting back to getting it, because I'm like, you haven't been doing a whole lot of movement and force on it, you know what I'm saying? So maybe if you do a little force here and there or something, it just got to take time to get back to the strength.
Yeah, because I'm like, there's days where I'm telling you, man, it feels good. I feel like I want to be like, let's do this. But then I was like, nah, don't do it. You did that before. Then there's some days where I'm like, all right, it's telling you it's a little uncomfortable, chill. So it's interesting. Also, for the fact, I think it's the biggest thing too. I didn't necessarily get a check just to get like to tell me like, this okay, this is what you got.
Facts. So, like maybe this is what you need to do. High heat, ice, stuff like that.
But I've been doing that. I've been doing heat and ice. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's the best. That's all. Like I got the cold pack on it right now. I'll heat it later tonight. Whenever I go to the gym.
Because wasn't it your hamstring first, or was it always your knee?
It was my hamstring. Because I popped my hamstring, or that's where I feel like I felt the pop, and I kind of rested for a couple of days, and my dumb ass, I felt cool, and I started working out again. I went for a run. I started. I was doing like some weights on it, and then it kind of slowly moved to my knee.
Okay. Because your hamstring doesn't hurt. It's just your knee.
My hamstring doesn't hurt none. It's just really my knee. It's like, it's not even my knee hurts. I don't really feel pain. It's uncomfortable sometimes. And sometimes just straight.
I know what you're talking about, because sometimes when I lift, like I can do squats and I won't even notice. And another time, I don't know if I ever told you, but like the back of my leg or something on the left side, it like pop. So like when I do my squats, it doesn't feel comfortable. So I'm like, I don't know if that's natural or. So I just be like, well, if I start feeling that, then I'll just be like, let me do something else.
Yeah, I'm good.
Like you said, you getting older, boy. It take longer to recover when you get older, boy. I never thought that's what happened to a real G.
So I know at the end of the day, I might have to go probably just to get it checked out just to be sure before I really try and get back strenuous, into like really going.
Yeah, hard ham.
Oh, yeah, going crazy. Because I'm
like, what was I gonna say? You wear like a knee brace and stuff, even still when you work out, like a little sleeve or something.
I wear a sleeve, but it'll be like a cold pack on it. So I'll have it like iced. I'll have it iced in the refrigerator, and then when I go for workout, put it on my knee, so it kind of ice my knee while I'm working out, and I feel straight. It's good with it, Marco R. That's a crazy profile picture.
I was like, why is that sounded like that?
Let's see you here though, man. Appreciate you hopping up in there, man. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, man. Be part of the Black Blues family. We appreciate you, man. Why isn't John Wall playing, man? I didn't even think about that.
Because they said they didn't want to play him until they can find a trade for him.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
It was like this, but to me, I'm thinking like, man, you might as well use him. You get better. You be able to get a better trade out value if he's ready to play than him sitting. But I don't know. That's just me, bro.
True.
Some people thinking that Kobe, huh? No less in Tendo.
I think Zen a little bit better than me in Spanish. If his snipers was up in here,
yeah, he'd be like, that motherfucker said.
Yeah, he'd be able to. Sorry, brother, we don't speak no Spanish like that.
I think Entiendo means like I don't understand or something. Or
okay. Well, salute. You probably don't understand it either. But appreciate you, man.
Gracias. There you go.
Gracias. Gracias.
Gracias. Subscribe. I don't know how to say.
That's funny, bro. But
what would you rate your day though? My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead, man.
oh, my day. And then I watched BMF. BMF was good. I enjoyed BMF.
Good,
I had a good
man.
breakfast. My day was, I can't complain about my day at all. I would give it out of 5. I give it like a 3.7. I give it a 3.7.
That's a good ass day. I'm not gonna lie, that's a good ass day.
Yeah, it was a solid
I heard
day.
y'all had some rainstorms. Yeah, maybe had some power outages a little bit a couple days ago or something like that.
No, I don't know. I guess I didn't notice. Maybe I wasn't here when it happened. But it was a lot of rain. The weather's been crazy. They are cracks.
I don't know what you're talking about. But salute to you, dog. You're trying to keep the stream popping. You're trying to keep the comments going, man. I appreciate it.
That's what we love right there. That's what we love. That's what we love right there. Go ahead.
But 3.7, that's a hell of a day, man. I'm glad you had a good Sunday, man. I just couldn't get it past the 1. I'm sorry. I was just like, man.
No, I get that.
Because I had to wait an hour and a half because at first I waited 30 minutes just for AAA. And then the homegirl, she had her own tow truck. So he had came out, but had to wait because he was coming from LA. So I had to wait a whole nother hour. So I was just sitting there on the side of the road. And I was thinking about it. Cops was flying by me. They didn't even come check if your boy was good. Man. I was like, that's cold-blooded, boy.
You wasn't worried about it, none. They said they had some things to take care of, man. We on to the next. That's disrespect.
Cold-blooded, man. Because at first I was thinking, like, she said she couldn't dispatch no cops. I swear I didn't see 3 fly up and down this highway already. It was crazy. I was like, all right, whatever.
More important things to take care of. No one's hurt. Okay, y'all chill.
On me, they was like, you can take care of that yourself. You ain't on the street, are you? All right, cool. You on the shoulder.
Good then.
I should have sounded like I was in distress. Mellow come out, hit the 3.
I'll say this, like, just because, you know what I'm saying, 3.7, the day not over. Hopefully it's good, get some good food, but for some reason, man, I'm not looking too forward for the weekend, but it is what it is. We're gonna get into it, baby. Stay positive, going to it, hopping and hitting.
Next weekend, you're not looking forward to it.
The weekend. I'm at the week. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The week looks
the weekend. Yeah, the weekend.
The weekend's good. The weekend. Yeah, Saturday is gonna be crazy. That's gonna be
crazy. We're gonna talk about that. We got some shit to discuss when it comes to that. But before we even get into it, let's talk about it, man. Let's get straight cracking into these, man. How you feel about the because we didn't talk about the last episode either, but how you feel about how BMF is just slowly becoming, you know what I'm saying?
Let's see, what episode was it? So episode 5, I liked episode 5 just because I felt like Lamar tapped into who Lamar really was. I'm like, all right, this is who he really is. This is, you feel me? Because he bodied that both episodes of me, but 5, when he was like talking to me, he was like, I need all y'all asses on the block, find these dudes now. And he's just like, bro, we don't take orders from you. We trying to get that paper. We can't pull nobody from the block. He's like, yeah, you're right. Go ahead. Y'all good. That's what I thought. And then he got that belt around his neck. I said, "Oh,
but that's where he fucked up though when he did that. Even though he's crazy, I'm like, you know, when young nigga,
you never put your back on somebody like that."
No, but I'm not even talking about him. Like Lamar, I'm like, you trying to think his old days. You trying to rule with fear. They like, man, what? I'll just do my own shit. Like, nigga, who you think you is? And that's where he fucked up. That's where the turn. You know what I'm saying? Where the recent episode happened. Like it all was just, he was just. This last episode was crazy. The shit that happened.
Crazy, bro. I'm like, I thought 5 was crazy. I'm like, okay, he really turning it up. He trying to find these dudes.
When the moms found out,
bro, when she found out, I knew. I was like, oh snap,
bro. Real quick, when I be watching some of the reviews, like the popular channel reviews on it, and I be looking at how they like when they be talking about the pops in the comments, and the people be hating the pops. They be hating.
I ain't gonna lie. I liked them in the last episode because I was feeling like because people don't understand that I don't want to call them. You gotta say Negro. That old Negro spirit where it's like I'm not gonna take nothing. I'm gonna work for it. You feel me? So when he said I built this house with my 2 hands, I felt that. said,
So a
boy,
lot of
it's
the
my
women in the
house.
comments, a lot of the women in the comments are saying, "Oh, it's pride and his ego, and he's just messing everything up because he just doesn't see the vision."
And it's crazy because I'm like, he ain't wrong. Because I'm like, at the end of the day, nobody right now will tell you that came from the streets. That will tell you the streets is gonna help you and gonna make you fruitful. You get
That's
me?
what I don't see. That's what I don't understand. I'm like, how is he wrong when he's literally just trying to tell his sons just have a good path to where they're trying to go, and he's being firm on it.
That's
And I'm just
all.
like, it blows my mind how somehow he's portrayed or he's looked at as a bad figure in that. I'm like, he's doing exactly what he should be doing.
Should be doing. And I'm like, even when his mom in his last episode was like, I feel like we failed his parents. I liked his optimism. He's like, look, Terry's still going to school and he taking care of that baby. He
Well,
got
that's
to
because
go.
he's been known though. That's why he left the house because he was like, I already know what's going on. I'm like, she got to figure it out first. She didn't want to accept it. Now she knows, and
Exactly.
now
Now she
she's like,
accepts it. Now he's like, okay, now you understand why I was acting the way I was acting. That
yeah.
boy
He's like,
Nello got a clip. I'm sorry
you
to
do,
say that, but
you do.
he
But I'm
killing.
like, I'm telling you, bro. I'm like, but I just don't get why he's looked at or why the people saying like he's stubborn and his ego and all this type of stuff. It don't make no sense to me. I feel like he's doing exactly what he should be doing.
I agree, bro. I'm
And
like, even
then
that
I
last
was like, how are
episode.
you gonna get on him about paying the mortgage? I'm like, if he really built that house from the ground up, I'm like, you can't really say nothing to him.
On me, like, and I get T and Meech's point, you feel me? But at the same time, I'm like, look, if y'all was gonna operate, y'all wasn't trying to operate smart enough, you feel me? So I'm like, now that they understand what you own, you can't be mad at them for not seeing y'all vision, because you feel me, you not seeing their vision. You
And
get what
hey,
I'm
think
saying?
about this. Oh, think about this real quick though. It seems like it's even his pops at one point. It was like he's like, you know, I'm not even tripping. Like, or it's like your mom wouldn't just be staying in the room just because you was selling. Like, what really happened is
Yeah, like what's
because
really
the
going on?
extra
Like,
shit. That's where
yeah.
it's like,
So why I gotta move my family to Ohio?
yeah, like that's extra. It's like I thought, yeah, you talking about you just doing this. Like, why why is it this order? Now we got to be on this.
Exactly.
Something else happened. So it's like that's really what it is, and I don't get why I just don't get why he's looked at like he's just the bad guy because
You
he's
know
trying to
what it
keep
is,
order.
because everybody kind of know the story, so they just like, what's wrong with you? You don't even know how big these dudes is gonna be. You feel me? So they're
That's
thinking like
stupid though, but they still they still don't end up as a success story in a sense.
I understand, but you gotta understand it's a show, so people don't like Lamar. People probably hate Lamar. They probably want him going. Who I don't like. I don't like that joint in 50 Boys. I don't like her at all, bro. Like I can't wait till she get exposed, bro, because I'm like she really the cancer in the whole
She
group.
not though because old boy B Mickey man he messed up, bro. He
He
finna
messed up. But see, I'm glad T figured it out what was going on, because he was like, I thought I told you to give him a break. He said, bro, he ain't on our level. He ain't gonna get this work how we got to get this work. And I like T for that, because I feel like Meech at one point
Well,
he
that's
was
probably more
starting
his boy though.
it, and that's fine. But I'm like, when it was down and dirty, and I'm like, don't get me wrong, he's going for his mom's. That's good. That's cool. I'm not knocking none of that. Go with your moms. But I'm like, don't forget what type of game you in though. You feel me? Like it don't stop because moms is sick. You get me? So I'm like, Meech, I feel like he putting too much into that, and T seen it from the business side. So I'm like, as much as Meech is like, bro, you hard-headed T, I feel like they work good together because they both do irrational things, but one can help counterbalance the other one, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Nah, and the actors picked up like the chemistry and all that stuff. I really like the father. I feel like the way
I
the
like
people
the father too. Like
that's what
at
I'm saying.
first, like
No,
you think
real quick. The way people hating, people. I think number one hate. My bad. The number one person hated is Lamar. The number two, I think, is the father. So I'm like
and
they
then it
doing
gotta
their
be
job.
Kato 3.
I don't know. I don't really be seeing that much hate for some reason.
I don't understand why, because she's an
It's here
informant.
and there. It's here and there, but I don't see that much. It's weird to
And
me.
that's what kind of bothers me about you telling me that then, bro. Because I'm like, what is the pops doing that's affecting them?
That's what I'm saying. He don't even be in the
Nothing.
scenes that much. Like,
He's not. There's nothing he's doing that
it's
is
like
affecting. I'm
he
looking. I'm
make
like,
people so mad for
he's
some
telling
reason when
them
he is.
basically like to cut the act so y'all can actually have something of yourself later.
And
So I'm like, he's really.
he was lowball being reasonable too. If you think about it, he was like like this, you just gotta tell me, I gotta know the reason. Like, let me know what's going on so I can, you know what I'm saying, move accordingly. Don't let me be like, you know what I'm saying? Like just Like, I'm not even
Let me
tripping no
know.
more. Like, just tell me.
Exactly. That's why
Nigga,
I'm
tell
like,
me and shit.
because at first I'm like, I feel like the pops was being a little too aggressive, but then like as the songs go on, you can kind of see why. Because it's like,
I
okay,
was about to say,
he was seeing what nobody else was trying to
was
see.
ever, and it's like when you see something that no one else is seeing, but everyone's trying to make it seem like you crazy. Like, think about how that's gonna make you get at
Even the
some point.
pastor, even Snoop's character, think about it. He's always had his, his doubts with him, but he's like, hey, pastor, he
Yep,
get to
but he's
shaking his
right about
mind.
him. He's like, this dude
Exactly.
shady.
He knows. Because
Who
I'm
this
like,
dude, man?
even that lawyer though, even his
Hey, that's crazy. You right. He low ball figure. You right. Go ahead, my man.
bro, he figured it. Because I'm like, at the end of the day, bro, people not stupid. You know what I mean? I'm like, and his dad, he seemed like an integrity type guy. He's a guy that walks down the block and people say, "Hey, how you doing?" Hey, and he the type of dude to drive in the car. Hey, beep at him type guy. You feel me? So I'm like, he knows something up with Snoop, and then he's like, even with that lawyer, I felt him in that episode. I'm like, yeah, like
Bro,
how you gonna let that money go?
they was
Like
getting
that?
on his head. They was getting on his head. They was saying, "Oh, it's." I was like, "Oh, they lost out on a chance to get the money because of him and because he was being irrational and because of his attitude." I'm like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "The lawyer clearly said that they rescinded the offer. They had only like 3 days to be able to figure out when to actually." You know what I'm saying? I was like, "That doesn't." That I was like, "What?" I was like, "It was on the mom. The mom didn't want to take
Exactly, because his daddy's like, yeah, take that
yeah,
money. That's
take
good
the
money.
money.
And it's
Yeah."
like, for our son's vision. So I'm like, that's not his fault. That's the mama fault. The
That's
mama
crazy. That's
waited
what
too
that was
long.
crazy to me, bruh.
Bro, I wasn't even mad when he kicked her out. I think you're
Hey
talking about
man,
some
I seen
tacos.
tacos. I'll tell you right now, I love tacos. I love Beretta tacos, man.
I like
That's
them.
gonna be new. When you get to like this is what we're gonna do. When you come out here, bro, we're gonna buy a camera and we're gonna go to different spots and we're gonna get the best tacos. We're gonna make it a series on YouTube. Y'all be ready. I'm gonna edit the whole thing. Y'all hope it.
He said the best tacos. But yeah, I like the pops, man. Like I don't think I ever disliked them, but I just feel like at first he was just being a certain way and you had to figure out why. But it's like I didn't know he knew, or had that hunch that he kind of knew everything that was going on, but he was playing he was being more so vocal than he was being more so like, this is what I know, because he didn't know everything yet. Then when he seen the pictures, he's like, man.
And he seemed like an asshole in the beginning because he was so for T because he thought T was a good person. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And
But
he thought
now when
Meech
you see
was
it kind of comes into like perspective, and he's starting to figure it out. It's like I'm like, bro, he's being fair, bro. He's not even being no type of way.
but see, I get why he's so more mad at Meech, because at least he's like, Terry's trying. He's still going to school. He's still trying to figure out something else versus Meech. He just dropped out. He like, all right, whatever. You get me? So I'm like, I get why his father, because he's like, if you gave up that easy, then I kind of believe in somebody like that. You feel me?
And man, you know what I'm saying? I remember him from Lincoln Heights. He was a beast in Lincoln Heights. He always plays a great dad. So
but no, I don't see why anybody would Westbrook hit it 3. That's amazing. But I don't see why anybody would be mad. I think it's just really because they think like, oh, he's getting in the way. He could get on the money. But I'm just like, think about it. If you did everything honestly and you built something with your own hands without anybody, you feel me, supplying that, you gonna be
nobody can tell you nothing. And I'm like them, like, and then think about how young they are. It's like you can't tell me. That's the crazy part. I'm like, when I see the comments, I'm like, just because you getting money now, you can't tell me nothing about building something with my own hands.
But I say this though, I'll say this though, and this is where I feel like everybody that's talking bad about him ain't seeing the respect that he has. Because I'm like, I don't care how much money Meech and T or his sister, all them know and whatever. When he get to speaking, raising his voice, Meech ain't tough. He ain't talking about daddy, I'm gonna knock you. He like, oh shit.
Yeah, he be chilling back.
You get what I'm saying? Because he know his daddy ain't playing no games.
If you really think about it, they in high school, and I was like, what's Meech doing messing around with that with Lamar's chick?
I don't know, what was Lamar's chick doing with him?
Think about that.
I didn't even think about that. Like, because Meech, 19, and then Terry 17? Huh?
Oh, well, I don't know.
They're like 2 years apart for sure.
But he said he went back for the school photo though.
That was when he was younger, bro. If you look at the photo, it was like when he was like 15 or 13 or something like that. It was when he was young, when he was doing them flashbacks and Pat.
Okay,
Yeah. So it wasn't. Yeah. Because I'm like, I think he's like 2 years older than Meech.
Okay.
I mean, like Terry. Yeah. So I'm like, I think he like 19 and like Terry 17. Because remember, I think it's a senior year or something like that, right?
Mm-mm.
Isn't that Terry's senior year?
Nah, because remember in that last episode.
Oh yeah, he said only for juniors and seniors. So he's a sophomore.
Yeah, or
Dang.
freshman.
He already got popped. That's crazy.
So who knows?
Like, wait, he got a bit. That's why his daddy couldn't go. He like, wait a minute, a protein 15 with a benzo?
Bruh.
I'm not gonna make it to that dinner.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how is he crazy?
I know, because I'm like, bro, like, if I had a kid, think about that. Darren, think about that, bro. You went all day. You worked 40 hours, basically 50 hours all week, right? It's Sunday. You feel me? You know, some commotion going on, right? But your old lady, like, come to the. You come, everything look good, right? And you step out the whole joint, and you just look at the cars. You like, my son just riding in these Benzos, and you look at your car. You're like,
what the?
Hey, I don't think I'm gonna be able to come over to the crib.
Y'all later, man. I'm gonna see y'all. I'm going back to the crib.
Oh God, like, so I don't understand. I'm like, I feel like a lot of these people aren't putting themselves in their father's shoes. I'm like, I don't know what parent out here wants their child to be a drug dealer. I don't know.
I'm like, it'll be different if he really. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? If he earned that, like, okay, he'll be like, you know what I'm saying? He'd be proud of that. But I'm like,
facts, but the fact that
I was like, you just presenting to the world what's going on, and like, you really gonna think I'm gonna be blind? I'm gonna be one of them dumb motherfuckers to be like, nah, this ain't happening. You tripping? I'm out.
I just don't understand. I'm like, what, did they got their L's? Does he have his L's? I don't understand now. You got a lot of questions I gotta ask now. I'm like, hold on now.
Crib. Like, that's crazy. Yeah, you gotta move quick, man. But back in the day, you got to think when that was. It's like,
yeah, that was the 80s, 90s era around there, late 80s, early 90s. So appreciate you, man.
Appreciate it, Tubby T, man. Appreciate your respect.
Yeah, man. Tell your friends, man. Tell your exes. Tell anybody that need this work, man. We gonna come in here. We gonna give y'all that good love. You feel me? That good energy. Even when we down, you feel me? I was in a wreck today, man, and I just had to come up in here because I was like, that's the only thing I can say that's positive, that I come up on here and I don't, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter if it's 3 hours, 45 minutes, 20 minutes. I'm like, it's never positive when we get on this. I mean, never not positive. So I'm like,
try to turn it into that good times, baby.
Yeah, man.
Canelo really different this year, man.
But I ain't gonna lie, Lamar, he's for sure going. I don't know anybody that's gonna top him this season unless the last 3 episodes for sure somebody come out the woodworks. I'm like, yo, he bodied that last episode, boy. When he went to old girl house.
But not even that. I'm just like, he's like just racking bodies up. Like he the new, you know what I'm saying? He did talk about that Halloween Kills movie. I'm like, Lamar Lowball got something on
Michael.
On Michael Myers. I'm like,
true. Even Tommy. I thought Tommy was a bad dude. I'm like, Tommy leaving bodies everywhere. I'm like, he worse than Tommy. He killing kids. Tommy didn't kill no kids. I give that to Tommy. He didn't kill no kid.
And snipers in the building. What's happening with it, man?
What's good with you, snipers? We don't know, man. But I guess he was talking about tacos. So,
what's good? Hey, it's snipers. I know you speak Spanish, don't you? You can translate. I know my chest basic online. What was it, VC? Let me know what he's saying. It's snipers.
I know, but what was he saying? Oh yeah, like
Lamar stacking the bodies up, bro.
But I'm like, bro, him killing that kid was over the top, bro. Because I've never seen what.
Carmelo's going crazy. Bro.
I know he just hit another 3 and 1. It's funny because I understand this man completely.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, what is he saying? I don't know what's going on, man. Is he trolling or is he being for real on the channel? Like, is he really like asking questions? Let us know. That's why we got you, man.
I know.
Well, that's not why we got you. No, that was disrespectful a little bit. My bad, bro.
Nah, he knows what you mean, man. He's like, you BGE. He asking for y'all to give him a
Oh, damn. You lying, bro.
Hey, man. I don't know how to give you.
Bro, I'm dead.
Oh man, I've been asking us like we with the government or something. Like, bro, you think we got that instrument, boy?
My bad, brother. If I knew a way to get that man A
A
visa,
visa
I
I
get you.
would, but I'm like, I'm sorry, dog. We ain't tapped in like that,
I
man.
know, man. I'm like, we ain't tapped in like that. You on the wrong channel. You need to be going to the.
The government channel, the government
Yeah,
side for them paperwork.
or the lightest skin channels. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Them the ones that gonna get you
Like
that help.
Texas. Hey, the Rockets is weak, man.
Yeah, they
I see
trash.
why John Wall don't play.
Yeah.
I wanted either. Like for real, bro. Like I wouldn't play if I was John Wall.
I know
I'm
how
like,
you
you
know
ain't
how
finna
you
do
know
it to
this
me.
team is weak because the Lakers is looking too good.
Yeah, like way
bro,
too good. Like they really looking like they've been playing for 3 years together. Like you
yeah,
can tell y'all
bro.
playing a real weak team. Like
Yeah,
this
like our
ain't
team is just weak. Like we have no superstar that we have to worry about. We have no superstar that
bro.
have to like Ja gave us 40. You seen what was going on. Ja
Y'all
was
work
giving us
y'all out.
work.
If it wasn't for a couple mistakes, y'all would have took the L, man. He said he need to go to that Mexican Chaco El Taco Loco. Oh, I don't know what that is right there. That's a food channel. No, I'm just okay. Hey, if he, I understand. Like, look, man. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. He's like, hey, man, nah. But when I seen that profile, oh, LeBron, the work, that's disgusting,
I
dog.
know LeBron's out here just going crazy, bro. People don't even understand like how big of a factor LeBron is for the team. Like, and it's sad because I know you keep saying AD, but the only way we win this year is through Bron. I'm sorry to say.
You was talking about Bazemore. Bazemore been killing the last couple games.
Yes.
Even this game, he killing. He been hitting some big shots. You crazy? Am I wrong?
Giving up 40 points. Yeah, all right. What we gonna get? We gonna praise 11 points to 40? That what we doing? Because he supposed to be a defender, man. But
Carmelo
hey,
really.
man, I'm not on him like that. I'm just saying, like, you feel me? He looking better than Pope. Shoot.
Oh yeah, that's true. He said he probably here because you put Canelo in your title, probably. How you
Uh
feeling in snipers? What you think? Can you always call every boxing match right?
for the most part, he
Caleb
does,
Pat
huh?
versus Canelo. You maybe only got maybe one wrong. I don't even know. Canelo playing Caleb. Whoa, I said Canelo playing Caleb. Canelo Alvarez versus Caleb Plant. Who you got winning, bro? Like, how you feeling about that coming up this weekend, man?
Facts. But just
We
the
got
cap
Usman. We got Usman versus Kobe
Kobe.
Covington. We got
Rose
that
versus
fire ass card.
Rose versus
We finna be lit this weekend, bro.
yeah, it's
It's
gonna
gonna be
be
fire,
Michael
bro.
Chandler versus Justin.
Gagey, man.
It's gonna be a
It's
good
finna be
good card,
crazy,
man.
bro.
But just we can finish up BMF real quick and then we can switch gears.
Oh
I just
yeah,
thought
yeah. I forgot about that.
Lamar's performance in that last episode was crazy. Like when he went up to his ex-girl's house, like I said sorry. He start grabbing her and he start going crazy. I was like, oh snap! Like he really is a nut. Like he really crazy. Like because like everybody was talking about Kanan was crazy in power. I'm like, look, Lamar taking the cake on crazy boy. He even crazier than
Yeah, you're right. I think I don't. You're right. Go ahead. My bad. Yeah,
I
Lamar is
feel
crazier than everybody. I'm
he's
like,
crazier because
dude,
I'm like, I
that
feel like
last episode,
Kane was
that
just
last scene,
yeah.
nobody topped that.
That's
That's
what I'm
that. He
saying.
didn't
Like
even feel
Kane
no
and
way.
Tommy were crazy, but I'm like, they never killed no kid. Like Jukebach was crazy. Was probably just as crazy as Lamar, but she was
And
a girl.
Lamar, and think about it, he didn't even feel no way. He did the first time, and he said, "Oh," he went back, made sure
He
it was
said, "I'm
touched.
sorry, young, you gotta go." I'm like, he really
Like,
different, bro. He pulled up to the school with a shotty, bro. Like, come on, bro. He pulled up
And
to the high school with a
the
shotty.
only reason why he didn't do nothing was because he
The
had people
bodyguard,
around. But if no one was
exactly.
around, he would have lit that place up, bro.
Lit it up, bro. He was. That's what I'm saying. Because I'm like, Kanan was more
Crazy.
shiesty. Kanan would go like, "Hey, bro, we all locked in." 5 minutes later, be like, "Hey, nigga, that sucking nigga get over there, man. You better watch that nigga, bro. He like, when
He only,
hold on.
bro, he only took out his boy Slick because he couldn't get to nobody else. He was like, "That's the only nigga I can get mad at and
That
get close
I
to
ain't
her."
gonna lie, bro. When I seen that, I kind of got sad because I'm like, that was the only dude that was giving me some good comic relief in there, my boy. He
Yeah,
was
Slick
he
was
was
funny
joke.
as hell, man.
He was joke. But I knew it was over when he started talking about the "You can't stop the rain. You can't stop the rain." He said,
That
"You
was
sound like a missing
horrible.
temptation in here." I was like,
But you seen as soon as he went into the apartment, he was getting his shit together because he was trying to leave. He didn't expect him to be there. He was like, "Oh shit, you here? What's up?" Man? If
But
I
see,
was
I'm
him, I
thinking
wouldn't
he's
have said
lacking
nothing to
though.
him.
Why would he put his burner in his bro? You
When he
should know.
know he crazy. I want, but bro, if you really think about it, as much shit as he put in that bag that he was about to leave with, you never needed to go and get that shit anyways. You could let that
I'm
shit
thinking
be.
the same thing. I'm like, bro, you got money, bro. You tell me you couldn't go
Leave
buy
that
some
shit alone.
drawers real
I don't give
quick,
a fuck if you don't got money. That shit wasn't enough shit for you to not to for that to happen. Like if it was a whole bunch of shit, like I got to get a TV, a computer, a
or just my
PlayStation,
stash.
some,
I
you
got
know what I'm
bundles of
saying?
money
I'm
somewhere.
getting some drawers and some shirts and some t-shirts, nigga. I'll leave that shit be, man.
There, like man,
I'll
I'll
take my
start
life, nigga.
over.
I'll
As long
start,
as I got my whip, we gonna start over from ground zero.
bruh, nigga. Like, so it's like that wasn't even worth this shit.
Yeah, that was
But
sad though, man. But I say this to Lamar crazy, man, because I'm like, I don't understand how he said, yo, brother, something's going on with your damn, that was nice, Brian. He was like, something going on with y'all brothers. I gotta take you home. I'm thinking, like, you think she's stupid? Like, she just seen you in the mall, bro. Like, you think she gonna just go with you, bro? Like, come on, bro. And my thing with Lamar, he moving so reckless, bro. Like, come on, bro.
I
You know
know
people
he ain't
shooting.
moving smart none. I'm like, there's
Like,
no
bro,
way
he
he
don't got
can't
no
get caught.
mask on. He got the same
But it's
do-rag
because
on.
you got to think about the time, so it's hard. It's like
Yeah, that's true.
the
He doesn't think
times,
about
the
cameras and all that
neighborhood.
phones.
Like,
He's just like, I'm
yeah,
operating. But still, though, I'm like, bro, you can't be
all
broad day
hearsay.
trying to kidnap a kid, kill a kid, and don't have no mask on, bro. Like, I think that's foolish.
Yeah, that was crazy. I don't know how he's gonna get away with that. But
That's what
Lamar
I'm saying.
definitely taking the cake. While the father, he's the next hated person. I don't know why. It don't make no sense to me.
I don't even know how somebody as honest as the father gets as much hate as a drug dealer ex-con. I don't get it. Somebody that ain't been to jail gonna get more hate than somebody that is an ex-con going back to the streets being grimy.
Facts.
But
Let's
yeah,
get up in this.
I thought it was a good episode. Even how
It
it
was a
ended, I
great
thought it was
episode. I
cool.
feel like every episode is getting better. I feel like by the time it's the
On me,
finale,
because I
it's gonna
remember
be
the
a
first two, you
classic.
was like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I don't think I want to watch this no more. I'm like, bro, it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. And it
Woody
did.
Harris and Steve Harris, they've been amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy. I didn't even realize they was brothers. They was like, this is the
Yeah,
first time they've been on screen for the
they've
first
been
time in
amazing.
ever. I was like, oh, 50 Cent know what he doing, man. I
The
get 50
acting has
that.
been crazy. The acting has been amazing. So I
It's been
can't.
good. Because I even like Pat. Pat, man, he cold.
B Mickey though, he gonna turn. Watch, he gonna
He for
he gonna do
sure
some
gonna
bullshit.
turn, bro. And it's
He
crazy
pussy whip.
because Kato, I guess she
You know
do
what
look
she
good.
doing?
She
She
do
don't
look
got no
good.
choice. She don't got no choice. Yeah, but she don't got no choice. It's not like she's doing this to be an asshole. She don't got no choice.
Yeah, you're right. Because Lamar crazy. She dealing. See this is. I think that's what it is. I think she looks at somebody like T and Meech as somebody not to threat. You know, she like they ain't crazy. You feel me? But I feel like if they was just as crazy as Lamar, she wouldn't help Lamar. You get me? Because she like shit. They just as crazy. I might as well just rock with them. 2 versus 1. I'm just mad he killed his boy. Like, why he do that? Like, was he that mad because he gave up the stash?
He's
Because I'm like, he
Lamar is
got it.
crazy, bro. You can't trust a nigga like that.
That's crazy. Well, sure, you want to talk anything more about it? Because I'm not, you know what I'm saying, any more scenes, anything particular?
No, I'm good. I thought that was a
How
great
did he know that
episode,
dude from the
man.
12th Street Boys was living in the church and know to put that body there?
I don't think it was necessary. Because he wasn't living. That dude, he's not living in the church. That's where he take his women. But that's like the safe haven, if you think about it. You see what I'm saying? Snoop, he takes money, so that's a safe haven place. So Lamar is basically place saying nowhere safe. So it wasn't necessary even for him. It just he happened to be the dude there to see it.
Because you know what's crazy, bro? This is how I know dudes be lying, bro. Snoop, and I think Snoop's playing a hell of a job as that pastor, in my opinion. I think he's doing a hell of a job of kind of like, you know, embodying that crooked pastor type role. Because when he came out and had that big ass bundle of money, he was like, "Hey, brother, all I got is $5." I was like, "Oh man, the
was
brother
disrespectful, bro.
that's doing everything right." He's like, "Pastor, it ain't about the money; it's about doing it for the Lord." He was like, "Matthew 24 says," he said, "That ain't what that scripture says." He's like, "I was just testing you."
Yeah,
I'm like, "Oh
you don't
Lord."
know what it is, bro.
That's why I think he was fed up with his niece or whatever. He's like, "Man, you gonna tell me the offer gone, and you wasn't gonna tell us?" And I think he had a good point in my opinion, because I'm like,
No,
"You
of
did tell
course
us, but
he's
you
right.
wasn't."
I can't. I'm like, and then she's saying, "I don't get paid till you get paid." I'm like, "But you lying because I'm pretty sure the fact that you, the pastor's, niece." I'm like, he's probably giving you something just to help us out.
Exactly.
No, I'm like, don't. I'm like, you supposed to let us know when the offer gets rescinded and gets pulled, so we know when to make the final decision.
Exactly.
Like that's your job to do that. So I'm like, she was playing the innocent role. She was a woman, and I was like, well, I seen the comments. I'm like, that shit was crazy to me, bro.
I thought the father did it right because I'm thinking like you were supposed to be on our side, and I feel like you let them win instead of being like, look, this is my client. You did it there. You feel me? Let us know when the offer's about to get rescinded. You get what I'm saying? So we know, like, all right, you know, because the pops could have just stepped in, like, I don't care what y'all saying, we taking that shit. You feel me?
That's what I'm saying, man. But he actually like, okay, but I can't wait for next week, and I can't wait to see what's going to be the response to the little boy getting killed and who I'm hungry. But the little boy getting killed, I'm seeing this commercial. The little boy getting
I
killed,
know.
and
I think Meech, his sister is gonna get turned out, fool. I think she gonna just be like, he gotta die. It's like because she really liked that little boy. So you know how women be, especially when stuff like that happen, bro. I feel like she gonna turn into something else, in my opinion. And then she gonna make Meech and T. She like, I did all this for y'all. Y'all better do this for me.
facts.
I
Real
really
quick,
believe that.
let me roll this up this way. It's time for he said, okay, my bad, guys. I have more time. I need to head into work tomorrow early. I'll see y'all next week. Crazy week of fights. Take care. Lakers gonna get rocked. I'm just playing. Hey, salute to you and snipers, man. Get your sleep in, brother. I
I
know
mean,
Sunday. I know it's a late night for us, doing this, but next weekend we finna be lit, man. We got a whole lot of good stuff coming. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you
facts,
insight,
man.
man.
Blessings, man. We can, if you want, we can switch gears and hit to what he said about Canelo. Cause I'm like,
Yeah, he said Canelo wins first couple rounds. Plant will shock because of his stance. Canelo usually has trouble with southpaws only until it figures them out, but he's going to outdo him 8th to 10th round. I mean, Plant will shock the first couple rounds. They were saying Hiya David, but basically he was saying first couple rounds, Plant will do his thing, and then Canelo will usually figure him out, around 6th to 8th round, which,
that's usually what the greatest fighters usually do. You know what I mean? Like, especially
yeah.
if you know, like, because remember, I'll never forget when Bino had came through. He was like, we was like, bro, I'm telling you, we was like, Bud, cold. We was watching the first 4 rounds. He's like, I
Yeah,
ain't
he
gonna
was
lie,
like,
like, I don't know what's
man,
going on. We was like, look, bro, he's a slow starter. He gets to
chill,
figuring out
bro.
his opponents. And I remember by the 7th round, he started going crazy. He was like, all right, bro. Because I remember like 2 fights. Remember we was talking about you. It was you. You was like, oh, that's the fighter right here, bro. He's cold. And then he
That
wasn't throwing
nigga,
nothing. He was like, ah, damn.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. So I'm like, and I agree with that. I'm not gonna say my winner until we on live, we're doing a thing, but I think it's gonna be a tough fight for Canelo. I think he's going to figure it out, like the same way for, like, let me say that this is the difference between Billy Joe and Caleb Plant. Billy Joe was in a natural 168er, right?
Mhm.
He's not a natural super middleweight. He's a natural middleweight. So he came up. He's a little bit slower. Didn't really have the same things that he used to have. So what I'm saying is Caleb Plant always been a super middleweight. He's always been 168. So that's going to be something that's going to be his benefit. What Caleb Plant's going to have to avoid as a slicker fighter is going to be the uppercut. It's going to be the uppercut, and it's going to be how well he's going to be able to take some of these nasty body shots. It's going to be coming from Canelo.
I
I'm
agree,
not
though.
sure how he's going to be able to respond to that. Like, I'm going to be honest. I don't know how he's going to respond to that. I still feel like Canelo, he won't be able to outbox Caleb Plant, but he'll be able to do certain things that will allow him to put Caleb Plant in certain situations that can end up stopping the fight in that 10th, 11th round.
Well, you know they got Canelo minus 1,000. So that's what type of work you think
Really?
everybody. Yes.
Wow. Okay. They're not even giving him a chance.
Somehow, some
Interesting.
way, I think Canelo gonna win, but I just want to throw like $20 on Plant because I think he's plus 750 or something like that. Like, man, that could turn into a little Skrilla if
I
he
know. I'm
win.
like, God damn. I'm like, for him to be that much of an underdog is wild. I would have
Wow,
respected
bro.
that.
They're basically saying like he has no hope to beat this guy.
He has no chance. That's what they say. They say this should be. We shouldn't even be watching this fight. This should be. We shouldn't even be excited for this fight. This is just another day. You know what I'm
Because
saying?
I'm
This is
like,
another
even
fight
Bud is
where
minus 500. I'm like, that's still kind of
for
high,
sure.
but I'm like, it's reasonable, you know? Okay. Like, but 1,000, you basically saying that dude don't got no chance. That's 10-1 odds.
Usman versus
Okay, that's what I wanted. That's what I really want to get into because it's
Covington.
crazy. I got a homie that's a big Kobe Covington fan. I'm talking about he's like, bro, Kobe's this. I want to get your opinion because I think Kobe's a beast too, but I want to get your opinion. What you think this fight is gonna entail?
I'm not gonna say who I think is gonna win, but I think
No, not necessarily win. I'm saying, what do you think is going to entail? What do you think? You feel me? Is going to happen? You feel it's going to be more wrestling this time? You still is going to think it's going to be a 5-round brawl match?
I think Kobe's gonna try and come and implement a different game plan, but I think the one thing that's gonna be kind of a slight against Kobe is that he wasn't as active as Kamaru. Kamaru had 2 fights since their fight. Kobe had one against the Tyrone Woodley, went on 5 rounds, mauled him for the most part. But he stayed inactive all the way until this next entire fight because he wanted to get this fight. He didn't want to take the chance of necessarily losing or having a close fight where, he had to, they had to decipher whether or not he deserved the next shot. So, this can either be a good thing or bad thing. A lot of times when it comes to combat sports, when you take a little bit more time off, a lot of people say that's good on the body. You're not taking much damage, but sometimes we look at a guy like Kamaru who's keeping that streak going, keeping it alive, you know what I'm saying, keeping the muscle memory, all those different type of things. That's also a benefit on Kamaru's side. So I think it's going to be, in my opinion, I think it's going to be similar to the first fight in the sense it's going to be a war, but I don't think it's going to go all 5 rounds. I actually think it's going to end sooner. And I don't know who it's going to be. I'm not going to say who's going to be, but I think it's going to end sooner. I think it's going to be like a 3rd round.
Something. Do you know that Rose is an underdog in this next fight?
What, for real?
Yes.
How much?
I think she's close to even money. Like, I think plus 110 or something like that. Plus 115, something like that.
That's probably going to change by the time fight night comes. She's probably going to end up being either a favorite or it's going to be even on the board. But if she continues to be an underdog, if you're a betting man, that's a good night for you because you can potentially put down a little bit of money on
Rose.
Not Rose. Who were we just talking about? Who's a big underdog?
You
put it on Plant, and then you can put some money on Rose.
I see what you're saying. Make a night of it because you just like,
yeah.
I agree. Because I think Rose knocks her out again. They said that first fight was a fluke for her. I'm like, okay, I think Rose is like that.
No, that was a setup. That was beautifully timed and everything put together. By the way, everybody, if y'all up in here and y'all didn't hit the like button, hit the like button. Show us some love.
Facts.
I know it's late Sunday night, but we out here, baby. The Lakers is smacking the Rockets. We called it.
Yeah, I'm glad, so I can turn that joint on. I'm dead serious, man. I'm like, man, my Lakers is just in a state right now. It's like, I'm like, if anything, you should be more happy about your Cavs. I'm like, at least y'all got a nice young core. I just think you don't have, like you said, the development for them to really succeed. They don't know how to really go about it.
Right? It's not their fault. I think it's just our upper management. We just.
Yeah, I haven't designated a guy that's a guy. To me, I'm like, if Colin Sachs is not shooting 20 shots.
But he should be the guy. He should be the guy. But they just haven't gave him the keys, and that's so disrespectful to me. And that's why Sexton didn't accept the contract extension. He said, like, y'all don't believe in me. Why would I be somewhere like Sexton could go somewhere and kind of be, if not that guy or second.
Bro, he could go right over there to Toronto and make them a contender again, bro.
That's all I'm saying. So I'm like, but the Cavs for some reason, I'm like, we got Americon, bro, and I'm like, I thought he was gonna be good, but I'm like, he's not. He's
good, but he's not. But you gotta think though, you got him starting over Kevin Love. I'm like, look, man, if anything, you gotta start K Love and that get that veteran.
Think about this. I don't want to talk about race. I don't want to bringing none of that in there. But how can you have him starting over Kevin Love, but when Sexton first came on the Cavs, y'all refused to have him start because you wanted to develop him?
I agree. All I'm saying is y'all problem is y'all don't have a superstar taking at least 20 shots. If you look at any team that's successful, Brian right now has been taking at least 18, 19 shots. KD takes 18, 19 shots. Giannis takes 18, 19 shots. You get what I'm saying? Like, all these dudes are taking 8. Like, you go look at Saxton, it's 12 shots, 11 shots, 10 shots. Like, you're not going to win no games if everybody's just shooting the same amount of shots. That means y'all have to bank on everybody at least getting 15 plus from each player. And that's hard. You know what I'm saying? You can't demand Rookie Rubio to score 15 points. It's not going to happen. You see marketing, he barely getting 12, 13 points. Kevin Love, he might get 18 today and then 4 tomorrow. So it's like
the fact that we even got Ricky Rubio was disrespectful to Sexton. We basically said, hey, Sexton, we don't want you anymore.
He was cooking the Clippers, bro. He was coming down the lane, slamming with the left. I said, oh, he hooping. Then he played the Lakers. I'm like, what is this? Why he
It's
not
just
getting the green?
you gotta understand if you came into this team thinking you were gonna be the guy, and then slowly over the time you can see it's not in your hands, and now they're trying to offer you a contract extension, but they're clearly saying we don't really believe in you like that. It's like, how you gonna play that final season before you go to the free agency? It's like either you show out, you go out. But he's young enough to be like, it doesn't matter what you do for the Cavs. If someone's gonna pick him up, and he's gonna be able to do what he does if he feels rejuvenated, because he got that. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So it's like I get it. You gotta think of you. Like it goes past like it's like the money is kind of
He for sure can go help a team right
good.
now.
Yeah, I think Sex is the beast. Sexton on the Lakers would be a beast.
Yeah. He's nice. Like I said, like you said, I think he's even confused. I think at times he's like, I think these dudes want to really rock with Garland, but I watch Garland play. I'm like, he not
Garland
doing
be
that
off
too
more
much.
than like I don't be seeing it in Garland. What people be saying like I believe it's Sexton more than Garland.
I just seen what Colin Sexton did in college, and it was impressive. You could basically almost beat a team with 3 players to 5. I'm like,
Bro,
come
I
on,
seen
man.
what he's done in the NBA, bro, and I've been impressed.
But I'm just saying, I just seen him do more just in basketball than, oh my gosh, Brian, that was nice. Oh, they didn't count that? But I just seen Colin Sexton just do more, period. So for him, like, he got the fist up, he locking his intensity. I'm like, I haven't seen none of that from Garland. I haven't seen Garland on no ESPN, nothing. Top 10.
That's the thing, too. Sexton plays both sides of the floor, man.
Yeah, man. He just got that dog. I'm like, bro, Garland would never do that to Kyrie. What I seen Colin Sexton do. Am I wrong? Colin was giving him work, bro.
Bro.
I was watching the game. I said, I can't believe he's keep hitting these shots to go to overtime. Yeah, man. But that's Dan Gilbert for you. I see why LeBron was really mad over there. But see, LeBron, I feel like he did more for his city than he did it for Dan, if that makes sense. He's like, I got to put on for Ohio. You know what I'm saying? Even though this Neanderthal isn't really understanding what I'm, because if you think about it, even the teams that when y'all was good, y'all didn't really have no good young talent. Kyrie's probably the youngest dude y'all had. Everybody else was older. JR, Kevin Love, Brian, Tristan Thompson, all them dudes was older.
How do you feel about how y'all looking right now?
Like once we get to 30 games in, I'm gonna see what they talk about. You know what I mean? Like,
because y'all beating all the the weak teams, but what's kind of weird though is like y'all beating like these weak teams, but LeBron ain't shining. So is that something you should be worried about?
I think LeBron's trying to do what you've been trying to tell me needs to happen. I think he's really trying to get AD going, bro. I think he's really trying to let AD take the thing, but at the same time,
he's trying to let everybody take it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, at some point, you know what I'm saying, they're gonna have to get used to LeBron being able to take control. So I'm like, are they gonna be used to LeBron doing his thing when he does do his thing?
I think Melo out of everybody is feeling the best. He like, shoot, ain't nobody telling me nothing. I'm out here
because he knows his role. Carmelo knows his role. Westbrook don't know his role.
Shoot, AD don't even know his role.
AD don't know. He think he knows his role. Like, I'm that guy, but then there's times where it's like, okay, well, am I that guy? Who are we running this through?
It just be crazy, the shot selections. His shot selections is just so poor. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, bro, you don't even try to go to the rim first. You just jab, and then fade away jumper. Like, bro, who do you think you are? You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't even see KD do some shit like that. Post a nigga up and just fade. Like, bro, he dribble. He try to attack the rim first. He gets to his spot. Like, where your spots at, AD? Like, everybody knows what LeBron's spots is. If he's on the left wing, he's going to look at the ball, sidestep, split cack. Or if he's going on the right side, he's going to spin back in the middle late. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know where LeBron's spots is. Like, where are 80 spots? I couldn't tell you.
Well, supposedly 80 said Rondo knows.
Okay, well, Rondo not playing, so.
I know. I'm like, I got Rondo for no reason.
He must just be coaching or something, because I don't understand why.
Nah, I think Rondo's going to roll with it because it's LeBron, but I think Vogel don't know how to use Rondo. I think Rondo's going to come into play when y'all in the playoffs. But during the regular season, I don't think Vogel really knows how to use Rondo like that.
I think it's very simple how to use Rondo. Make sure he's on the floor with a big at all times, preferably Dwight or AD, and make sure you got a couple shooters around. Because I'm like, at the end of the day, I've never seen Rondo not put pressure on the defense. He's always putting pressure on the defense at all times.
Thanks.
So I'm like you said, I think Frankie V really just doesn't know what he has. Because think about it, bro. How many people can honestly say they coach that much type of talent? You know what I
You
mean?
said Frankie?
Yeah, like he's never coached this type of talent before. He's never coached this
Not
much
this
talent.
type. Hell no.
You get what I'm
That's why.
saying?
That's why he has assistant coaches that he has in place.
Exactly. I think not having J Kidd though, I think J Kidd brought a little more balance to that team than people probably want to give credit to.
Absolutely. But at the end of the day, Vogel's gonna have to figure out when it comes to these lineups, man. Like we're really gonna figure out where y'all at when y'all play another good like playoff contending
Yeah,
team.
exactly. Because I'm like
Like
we play the Bucks or the Nets, or we play, the Warriors again, or we play the Suns again, like we gonna really see. Because I'm like, we play both them teams and we was looking weak.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, them the teams that we got to worry about. I'm not really worried about no Clippers per se. Clippers not really doing too much, nothing. But like, like the Suns, the Jazz, the Jazz just beat the Bucks. Denver, you know what I'm saying? Because Jamal Murray coming back. People not even understanding.
Shit, Charlotte Hornets starting looking like it's some serious in the West.
Yeah, they looking good. They just beat Portland like they was nothing. I'm like, okay.
Damian Lillard been looking weak though. Almost like Damian Lillard's like, man, I'm over this shit. I'm tired of doing the same shit over and over, having a great season and getting bounced in the playoffs.
And he's saying he don't want to go to no super team. That's what he said.
That's dumb, bro. Like, nigga, go get you. Like, nigga, go have fun, nigga.
I guess he trying to be loyal to the soul, which I'm like, okay, bro, for sure. But I'm like, you not Giannis, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not 6'11", bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like Giannis, out of everybody, was probably the only one that could do that besides LeBron.
I feel like Portland is lowball saying that Damian Lillard with the team that they're putting around him, like, yo, you can leave if you want. Just we're waiting for you to demand a trade. Like, we're not giving you pieces. We're not building a team around you.
They haven't got a solid big. Like, I don't know what
it's different. Like, you feel me? Like with Giannis, like they're really building a team around him. Like, yo,
bro, gonna get Drew. People was all talking about, oh, that's all they got is Drew High. I'm like, bro, you don't even understand.
Like, we want
you got a point guard that knows how to play, and he knows how to play defense, and he knows not to get out of his role. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
with Dame, they like, oh, yeah, we not really gonna do nothing to make the team that much better. Like, we trying to make you like, come on, Dame. Like,
think about it. If they really were trying to give Dame some help, they would have traded some people and some picks to try to get up in the draft and go get Aiden or something like that. Go get you a big that you can actually work with. That's mobile, that can play both ends of the floor. Like, Nurkic could be a liability. I'll be seeing Joker give him work so crazy. I'll be like,
Nurkic used to be nice like 3-4 years ago, but
once he got that leg injury, it was a wrap, honestly, for him. Like, he ain't been the same since, in my opinion.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, my nigga, like, it's crazy.
So it's like, oh, that was nice. But yeah, so it's just like I don't get it. You know what I mean? I don't necessarily understand why Portland's not trying to, you feel me? Because like I agree with you. I really don't feel like they've gotten in, like they've just been cool with CJ and Dame. I'm like, come on, man. Like, y'all going against Bron and AD, you think that's gonna get it done?
I'm telling you, now they trying to get rid of him. They're trying to rebuild, restack. And I'm like, Dame, he's so loyal, but I'm like, he don't get the signs. Like, nigga, they want you to move on.
Yeah, they want to trade you for Ben Simmons or something.
They ain't trying to get nobody because they like, yo, go, bro. We can't get no one. So it's like, come on, man. We know what the
honestly, if I'm Dame, work with. I'm just like, trade me to Philly for Ben. Like, let's be real, bro. Dame and Joel work better than Ben and Joel. But I think Ben and CJ work better together. Because think about it. Ben's going to come down trying to give CJ them handoffs that he gives to Seth Curry. And I think CJ is a better player than Steph Curry. Not necessarily a shooter, but a player. Offensively, I believe that. So I'm just like, you're going to upgrade. And I'm like, you're going to have a team that Ben wants. He's like, I want to be the number one option. Well, I'm like, that's the only way you're going to be a number one option is over there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, why not go to Philly? I know you're thinking that's a super team. But I'm like, if you went over there, I don't think that's no super team. I think Tobias is a good player, but I don't think he's necessarily an all-star. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, it's not no super team, bro. Like, it's just a good competitive championship caliber team. Now y'all can match up. You got Giannis and Joel. Now you got Tobias versus Middleton. Now you got you versus Drew Holiday. Now y'all got some even playing field versus you and CJ versus Giannis. Like, man, you're gonna lose. Or you and CJ versus LeBron, or you and CJ versus Jamal, and like you gonna lose, bro. I haven't seen anybody win a championship that don't have a legit 7-footer. And y'all can, name it for me. I mean, I guess you could say Chris Bosh with the Heat, but I'm like, Chris Bosh was money though. 6'11", chopper. So I'm like, you need a legit big, and I just don't think Nurkic is legit. Like even Brook Lopez is legit. He gonna make some threes. He gonna be big body down there. He gonna make his free throws. But then you got Giannis, the ultimate big.
That's what I'm saying. The Bucks finna repeat, man. They finna win the chip.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. They really looking good to me. I'm like, when it comes to a 7-game series, I'm like, best team in the East that can beat them is the Nets. And I'm like, if Kyrie don't play, bro, they have no chance, bro. James Harden is not gonna get it done with that style of basketball. I'm sorry.
Nah, like the Nets is looking real weak, man. I'm like, KD is just looking. I'm just so much seeing it. You know what I'm saying? Like the Dame Lillards, all these type of dudes that they just looking older, man. And I'm like, if they plan on doing it by themselves, it's not gonna work. They need to team up with people, because I'm telling you, man, these young guns, man, it's like the era is changing. You know what I'm saying? It's not.
People don't take it as serious as I feel. Like you said, the money's there. So I'm like, if you can get a max contract like Michael Porter Jr., think about that, bro. He just got $206 million. He could really be like, I'm gonna just be average these next couple of years. If I don't even get another good contract, I got, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like, versus dudes back then, they was scratching for a $500K contract. You know what I mean? So it's like they was really trying to prove something. I feel like who's truly trying to prove something these days? You know what I'm saying? All the dudes that you can name are probably over 30. For real. I guess besides Giannis, you're the only one you can really say that's kind of younger. That's like, like even AD don't seem like he tries to prove nothing to me. How he plays. He don't get the ball and go out there with a mission. In my opinion. When I see Giannis get the ball, he get that ball with some meaning, some purpose.
Well, because you got to think Giannis too is like he got a little bit of something different to prove though too. It's his team. AD's playing with LeBron, so he can take possessions off. He can feel like everything just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, they got to figure it out, because I'm like, the way it's looking, like I don't know who's gonna be winning it. It might be Giannis. He might have a crazy run in the second, bro. He might have a little LeBron
right now. I'm leaning toward the Bucks. I'm like, the Bucks is looking like the best team right now, man. I just don't see who's gonna beat them right now.
Lakers is the best chance you got, just because I'm like Bron versus Giannis. I'm like, you can't just say Giannis against Bron. You know what I mean? You're not going to say that. I'm not going to say that.
Yeah.
You get me? So that's the only thing. I'm like, KD and James, they just look too shaky for me. I'm like, Kyrie's really looking like the backbone of that team.
Right.
And that's sad to say. I think KD's still a hell of a scorer, but when I watch him and how he's playing, I'm like, Kyrie really was really bringing them better. You know what I'm saying? Kyrie and KD was working better than James and KD, in my opinion. What you think?
Facts.
Because I'm like, even before they traded for James, I'm like, I thought that team was better. Allen Crabbe, DeAndre Jordan. I mean, not Allen Crabbe. Jared Allen, DeAndre Jordan, Karis LeVert, Spencer Dinwiddie. I'm like, you had a balanced team. You had everybody that could do something. You had somebody that can get 30. You had somebody that could sacrifice and go get 8 and 10. You had somebody that can go get you 20. You had a big man that could go get you 15 rebounds, 6 points. Like, you had everything that you needed, and then you had your 2 stars to go shoot your 20 shots.
Facts.
Now you got 3 stars trying to shoot 20 shots. Now you got a superstar in James Harden. If he's not scoring, to me, he's not effective. Because I'm like, he don't play defense to be effective. You get me? He's not okay. They're like, oh, he's running the offense, he's being a point guard. But I'm like, it's different though. Like, your point guard gotta be vocal. Your point guard gotta be, you know what I'm saying, when to take a shot, when not to take a shot. The fact he don't shoot mid-range, he limits all that. Because now it's either a step back or now it's a kick out. That's so easy to predict versus somebody that's like, I'll either shoot the mid-range, I'll put like Chris Paul, I'll come off the screen probe. You think I'm gonna pass it to the corner. I fake the pass. I just pull up for my mid-range jumper cash. Now I come off that same screen and I just throw the lob because you think I want the mid-range. You get me? Versus James, it's like he only want to shoot this step back. He ain't gonna shoot this, you know. So it's just like you cutting off a whole lot of your game. Versus Kyrie, he'll shoot that mid-range jumper. He'll come in the lane with a left-hand floater. He'll come in and do different types of things. He'll come off a down screen, come off the screen, pull up. You know what I'm saying? So he's not making himself easy to predict in a sense. You feel me? Because I'm like, when you're easy to predict, it makes it harder for KD. It's the same thing with Westbrook. Westbrook was easy to predict. He's not going to really shoot threes. He's going to come 100 miles an hour, and he's going to shoot that pull-up. You know? So I think that's why, you know, KD claimed he didn't. Because I'm like, Steph's not predictable. 1 minute he can go for 11 threes. Next minute, he just a decoy. He just running around, letting everybody else get off. You know? And then James, he don't have the ball. He just stand there. So I'm like, at least Kyrie's moving. He has some type of threat still, even if he doesn't have the ball. Versus James, he's just a duck sitting there. You know, so I'm just like, I don't get why KD was so hell bent getting him to we older now. I'm like, you thought his game was gonna change or something? You know what I mean? Like that's that comment to me. I'm like, were you doing that to look good on paper, or did you really believe James Harden was gonna come in and you know what I'm saying, really push y'all over the top? Now, I guess if you think Kyrie's gonna be there, yes, but even then, so I'm still thinking like, how do you think James and Kyrie gonna work? I'm like, Spencer was better off because I'm like, he didn't have no ego. He doesn't have anything necessarily to go prove to nobody. He doesn't have a MVP type resume or something like that for somebody to be like, well, if he has 6 points, people gonna be looking at him crazy. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I just feel like the Nets didn't do a good job in that, in my opinion. I don't think they did a good job getting James Harden for that team. It's not looking good. And with that coach, I think Steve Nash is not a good coach for that type of team. You got a passive type guy that's going to let guys kind of do what they want. You're going to let James feel comfortable. Okay, I'm not going to say nothing to James. D'Antoni not going to say nothing to James. He didn't say nothing to James in Houston. So he ain't going to start now. So you got a lot of yes men around dudes that don't need that, in my opinion.
I respect it, man.
You know what I'm saying? Versus like LeBron. Steve Oakland can work with LeBron because I'm like, LeBron likes to be the coach. I don't think James Harden is a good coach. I don't think he's good at telling people where to go and what to do. You know what I mean? Because I'm like,
wow. I think Steve Nash was for KD.
What you mean?
They hired Steve Nash for KD.
What type of comfort does that give him?
Who you talking about, KD?
Yeah, like what? You know, you saying that. I'm like, what was KD so in love with Steve Nash about?
I don't know. I can tell you, but from what
maybe he trained him or something. Maybe it's some old school roots or something.
They said he trained him. They said they helped him with like the one legger, like certain shots.
And to me, I think that's
when he was with the Warriors.
And I think that's you can't. To me, I feel like a coach is somebody that can take the heat. If that makes sense, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying Steve Nash can't take heat, but I'm just like, you can't say because somebody helped you with a one-leg jumper, he's qualified to be your coach. Because I'm like, a coach is not just about handling you, it's about the whole team. If Kyrie not happy, how can he get Kyrie to be happy? If James isn't feeling good, how can he get James to feel better? That's the job of a coach, not working on your one-leg jumper. That's just skills. That has nothing to do about basketball and morale. In a sense, you feel me? Yes, bro, we know you're one of the most skilled players ever, but for you to want to get a coach based off of somebody helping you in Golden State, I'm like, Golden State had a championship pedigree in place. You had somebody like Mark Jackson that gave y'all a foundation, and then y'all put somebody like a Steve Kerr that knows how to win a championship in place. Steve Nash ain't never won no ship. You know what I mean? He's never played with a great player like Kobe or Jordan, or have a coach like Phil Jackson. So I feel like it's different. You get me? Versus the Nets. The Nets ain't never won nothing besides Julius Erving, and that was the ABA.
Damn, this nigga LeBron got 7-6.
For real? He cruising tonight, boy. He not even tripping. He like, it's light.
I'm just like, y'all killed him. I'm like, y'all ain't even put LeBron in it. Y'all better be careful when the playoffs come. Hope that'll be it.
I told you, man, we got to go through Bron, bro. It's nobody else, bro. This Brian or nothing, man. If Brian don't get it done, bro, ED's not gonna do it. I'm sorry. Everybody told, oh, he hit that shot at the bubble, man. Please, I don't care about no one shot. I want to see production. Why didn't he get Finals MVP? That's my thing.
How you feeling about tomorrow, man? You got anything planned for tomorrow? Anything set up?
I'm gonna just try to figure out. I gotta call the insurance and get all that squared away and try to get a rental. So that's probably what I'm gonna be most likely dealing with all day.
I ain't gonna lie to you, man. It's getting late over here, man. I'm gonna get.
Oh no, we can go ahead. You feel me? I told you, bro. This game over. We got to hit our topic points. I'm good. I just wanted to, give the people a little something. You know what I'm saying? I just
get people what they love.
Facts, man. Y'all go ahead and like and subscribe, man. If y'all ain't done that already, if y'all ain't in the chat, man. If y'all can watch this back, man, y'all go ahead and do that, man.
And we got this weekend coming up. This weekend finna be crazy. And like we said, man, we got some good content coming for you. Just be ready. We got some amped up shit coming. I'm telling y'all, I got some shit coming for y'all. Just be ready. Y'all be ready. Patient. Well, we gonna get up out of here, man. Salute to y'all. Much love. Black Woods TV all day, baby.